What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today, y'all, we are going over another boxing predictions. Today, y'all, we are going over Richardson Hitchins versus Oscar Duarte. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I cannot wait to go over the predictions and explain who do I have winning this. But before we get any further into the video, make sure you guys like and subscribe and turn on the notifications, man. If you guys like seeing the content like this, subscribe, man. Anyways, let's get started. So now, if we look back at Oscar Duarte's last few fights, his last loss he's ever had was to Ryan Garcia, and he had a good performance, but I feel like he just got caught clean with that left hook, and got him. But as for Richardson Hitchins, he defended his belt for the first time against George Kambosos Jr. back all the way in June. June the 14th, June 14th against George Kambosos Jr. I wouldn't say it was dominant. It was a good fight. I figured he was gonna knock him out, but then he just hit him with a really good liver shot that got him and finished him. Duarte's coming off a really good fight. I think one of the best fights of 2025 against Kennedy Smith Jr. He's on a 4-fight winning streak. And I think Duarte, when it comes to like his style, he's really aggressive. It's like, I feel like it's a better version of Matias. Because Matias, he just really, he'll just get tired by like the 6th round and lose the fight. As for Duarte, he can keep that same pace for like 10 or 12 rounds, or like if it goes decision, like how many rounds there are, like 10 or 12 rounds, he'll go and push that pace. He's the better style, and it's not so obvious on what he's gonna do. Like for Matias, I feel like it's really obvious, but Duarte is not so obvious like that. So Richardson Hitchins, he won that belt against Liam Paro, which was a really good fight. I think this is a really good fight. You know, I think Richardson Hitchins, I think there's a way of him going to lose, but here's why. He ducked Keyshawn and Jermaine Ortiz. It was this close, like this close on him fighting Jermaine, but then all of a sudden he said no. Fights Duarte. He wants to fight Duarte because I feel like people, they kind of underestimate Duarte. You can't underestimate Duarte, man. This dude's an exciting and aggressive. If he beats you up or knocks you out with a good, or dropped you with a good clean shot, bro, there's a 90% chance that you may go to sleep. There's 10% chance, because I feel like not all the times he'll put you to sleep, but bro, if he hits you with the right shot, he gonna put you to sleep. Richardson Hitchins, I feel like his weakness is someone who fights aggressive. That's why I feel like he ducked Keyshawn and Jermaine, because he didn't want that smoke with either of them. Because he knows that if he fights them and they go aggressive at him, he don't know how he's gonna handle it. That's why I feel like what Richardson Hitchins can prove. I feel like he's never faced somebody as really good as an aggressor as Duarte. I don't think so yet. I mean, yeah, you probably had George Kambosos Jr., but you won that fight. But Duarte, I feel like he's on I wouldn't say on another level from George, but he's a better aggressive. He's a better aggressor than George Kambosos Jr. I feel like Oscar Duarte, I'm gonna be honest with that dude's. I want to say he's gonna make history, but bro, he's gonna compete with the top of the division, bro. I want to say he's gonna be like him, but I don't know if you guys remember, but Glenn Johnson, he would lose a lot of his fights, but bro can compete with those top figers. He'll beat some, then he'll lose some. That's what I feel like Oscar Duarte is gonna be. He's gonna lose some, then he's gonna win some, but he's always gonna compete. I think that's what it is. He's gonna compete with the top of the division. And getting a fight with Richardson Hitchins is a great fight. Is a great opportunity for him. Getting his first, if I'm not mistaken, his first ever title shot against the IBF champion Richardson Hitchins. Richardson Hitchins, he's tall and he has a long reach, and I feel that's what he does really well. So if he doesn't want for Duarte to get close to him and pressure him with his aggressive style, then Richardson Hitchins, dude's going to have to keep his distance, use his jab, and use to get out of those positions. But if he doesn't, if he lets Duarte get close, Duarte might have I want to say an easy win, but he'll definitely have a higher percent chance on winning this fight. But for Richard, if he can dominate him and frustrate Duarte with his distance, bro, dude is going to either dominate him for 12 rounds or dude is going to knock him out. That's how it is. When you get someone frustrated like that, man, bro, you're either just gonna beat them up for 12 rounds, unless they can fix it. But if they can't, you're either gonna beat them up for 12 rounds or just knock them out. That's how it is. So that's what Richardson Hitchins is gonna have to do. I feel like that's the best chance he has on winning. And yes, I do think Duarte is gonna win. He has potential in this fight. It might sound a little wild, but bro, I just think Richardson Hitchins doesn't like to fight people who have aggressive styles. I just think so, and I feel like that's what his weakness is. Mainly, I feel like that's what mainly his weakness is. I feel like that's why, not that it really matters, but like if you look at his amateur fights, cause a lot of the times they're aggressive, and he's lost over, I think he had like 17 losses. He had a lot of losses in the amateurs. I just can't remember exactly how many losses he had, but it's benefiting him now. I think Duarte is gonna be the person to lose. Oh, he was supposed to. Richardson Hitchins wanted to fight Teofimo Lopez, and then Teo ended up fighting Shakur. You guys saw how that went yesterday, last night. Teo lost by unanimous decision, 12 rounds to nothing. Then he called out Devin Haney, but I feel like I would say he'll get cooked, but I think that's a big weight jump. Not like a big weight jump, but we'll see in the future maybe, but for now, I feel like there's still competition for him at super lightweight. And Duarte is the next one for him. Duarte, man, I'm going to be honest with you guys. Duarte is one of my favorite fighters, or exciting fighters. I feel like he's an entertainer. This dude can lose the fight, but he'll be so entertaining. He'll be like, ooh, this is probably going to be one of the best fights of the year. And that's what he did with Kennedy Smith. I don't know if you guys thought it was one of the best fights of the year, but I thought for sure that was definitely one of the best fights of the year. But let's go over what Duarte could do better. Duarte, if he sees that Richardson Hitchins keeps his distance, bro, he's gonna have to find a way to get close to him. He's gonna have to trick him into doing something that he's actually not to get close to Richardson Hitchins. Kind of like what was his name? I forgot his name, but I remember he used to trick people a lot. Into getting close to them, so I think he can find that way to knock him out or something like that. I forgot what his name. I can't remember off the top of my head. But if Duarte can just trick Richardson Hitchins and overwhelm him. Yeah, overwhelm him. If he overwhelms him, dude. If he actually overwhelms him, bro, and Richardson Hitchins doesn't know what to do, bro, Richardson Hitchins the fight's either gonna stop or he's gonna get knocked, like out cold, and it might be a highlight reel, which might be a highlight reel knockout. So Richardson Hitchins better keep his game up and control his distance and have a good mindset. You know, he has a good mindset, but if he doesn't want to get overwhelmed from Oscar Duarte, if he's keeping his distance, because I feel like Oscar Duarte, he does that. If he fights someone who's taller than him, he's going to overwhelm them. So he's going to have to keep calm, have not like a slow pace, but like wait for the right moment and don't go aggressive at him. Because I feel like Richardson Hitchins is better when it comes to being technical and setting up his punches. He eventually gets those knockouts because he knows the game. He knows the game. He'll set him up, and then he'll finish you. Cause it's not. Cause some people they don't hit hard, but they will finish you because they set up the punches. I feel like Richardson Hitchins, he's kind of like Vasily Lomachenko, kind of. He's not that hard of a puncher, and he sets up really well and has really good footwork and stuff. But I want to say that's what Richardson Hitchins does all the time. He doesn't just focus on footwork. Vasily, I feel like he had some robberies here and there because, that Devin Haney robbery, let's say. Because I feel like he sometimes most focuses on his footwork a little more than punching. I feel like if you don't fight a certain way that judges nowadays, if you don't fight the way the judges want you to, like if you're using your footwork, they're gonna give them the win. That's how it be nowadays. Back then, when like Floyd was boxing, they weren't like that. But I feel like it's more nowadays. Judges just want something different, and they don't see that you're doing that. They're going to give the other person a win, which is really stupid. But hey, that's how judges beat. And that's the problem. I would say, like, the sports are good, but the only thing that just makes it bad is the freaking judges, bro. They need to hire better judges, and they need to fire judges, bro. When there's a robbery, bro, if I was a promoter, bro, and I see those robbery that happened, bro, I'm firing those judges. Without a doubt, bro. And I'm not paying them either. So that's the thing. Like judges don't even deserve to get paid, even though it's not like I'm trying to be harsh or nothing. But like, bro, when you rob somebody, you deserve to get less of a paycheck than what it actually was. Cause, bro, it's supposed to be fairly well. Not no dang robbery. Like, how does that even come to play? Like, bro, you get paid to rob people? Fight from a fight. I just don't like that. That's why I really don't like it. And that's what Richard Hitchins is good at. He's good at seeing the judges' point of view. Is that okay? He's doing more because he'll be aggressive sometimes, but he's not always doing that. He focuses on his footwork and being technical and aggressive. So that's why I really like about Richard Hitchins. As for Duarte, I'm not saying he's just gonna go at you, bro, but when the judges score it, the judges gonna be like, the judges be confused. They be like, okay, who do we have winning this fight? It'd be really like that, man. I feel like that's what Oscar Duarte really is good at. He's good at confusing the judges. I'm like, does he win or does the other person win? But I feel like the majority of the time when he has these close fights, they give it to Duarte because they know Duarte is really good like that. And what they think is probably he's doing a little more. They're like, okay, he's pushing the pace while the other person gets tired. Even though that person's still good, he's just still keeping that same pace. I feel like that's what gets him these wins. Not by like even the knockout wins. He pushes that pace. It might seem like you're having trouble at first with you're beating Duarte, but then all of a sudden, man, he gonna figure out a way. Like in life, there's always a way. And Duarte just thinks in his head like, there's always a way, bro. There's always a way. That's what he thinks about, and that's why I like his style because he's always gonna find a way to get you, whether it takes him to like the last 3 rounds or not. He's gonna find that way, bro. Or it takes him to do something that he didn't plan on doing. He's gonna do it. That's why I feel like he's such a really good entertainer. But now, looking back, I'm gonna look back at their fights. Duarte's on a 4-fight winning streak. I feel like he's definitely improved after that Ryan Garcia win. Definitely. I feel like he's at the peak of his prime. He's at his best. I feel like he wasn't in his prime at Ryan Garcia, even though it doesn't always matter on the prime, but like I feel like he wasn't in his prime at that time. He definitely showed it after that loss to Ryan. He definitely showed it in his last 4 fights that he's in his prime. That he's at his peak of his prime. And I think this is probably gonna be the best Oscar Duarte we've ever seen. I know. I've already imagined it in my head. I think this is gonna be the best Oscar Duarte we've ever seen. Him versus Richardson Hitchins. I feel like it is because like when you're at that championship fight, especially for your first time, you're gonna look better than what you actually would if it was for a regular fight. Even though those still mean something, but it's a championship fight. This I want to say it's once in a lifetime, but sometimes depending on who you are, it might be once in a lifetime. And I'm not saying this will be a once in a lifetime for Duarte, but he was getting a title shot even when he fought Ryan. Even though when he fought Ryan, if he beat Ryan, he was gonna get that title shot, but he lost. But I feel like he should have got it a little sooner before that. But that's whatever. He was on a big winning streak at that time, anyways, and now since he's on like a 4-fight winning streak, he's gonna get that title shot. And if Duarte wins, I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't. I know some people would because from the looks of the odds, Richardson Hitchins is the favorite, but I wouldn't be surprised if Duarte beats Richardson Hitchins. But yeah, now that we're done with that, who do I have winning this fight? I said it already, Duarte. I think he's gonna bring that pressure and I want to say control Richardson Hitchins, but I think he pulls off a split decision win. That's what I'm assuming. But alright, that's gonna be the end of the video, guys. Make sure you guys like and subscribe if you guys like seeing the content like this, guys. And I'll see you guys in the next one.